I saw two movies inspired based on historical political events in independent India. One is a Hindi movie Haq and the other is a Tamil movie Parasakthi. I want to talk about the politics of these movies. Let's start with Haq. It is based on the Shah Banu case. Anyone following Indian politics in the 80s and 90s will be aware of this case. The original case was much worse than shown in the movie. She was married for more than 43 years and was abandoned without alimony when she was in her 60s. She fought bravely, and what a fight it was. After the verdict was passed by Supreme Court to grant alimony to Shah Banu, the then Indian government passed a bill that almost nullified the verdict. Again, if you'd followed Indian politics in 1990s and 2000s, minority appeasement was a term that is impossible to miss. It all started with this bill passed by the Congress government in response to the Shah Banu case, the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act 1986. There were so many agreeing and quite a bit of opposition to the bill, as you can imagine. How can providing alimony after divorce be such a bad thing that the government of that day had to pass a bill to prevent it? BJP termed it as appeasing Muslims. The bill was passed to appease Muslim patriarchy and it was certainly against the Muslim women. So, how can it be appeasement of a community when it is a hindrance for half the people in that community? It is a law against women. Muslim women. So the fight back should have been a women's movement. This could have easily been a women's movement that not only changed this law, but significantly improved women's rights in India. Instead, it was hijacked by BJP and was converted into a religious movement, and the rest is history. I cannot but reminiscence that it was a missed opportunity for Indian feminists. If only there was an organized unit across religious, language, and political lines, things would have been very different. And that is one of the reasons that I keep talking about this idea. It is beyond irony that BJP hijacked this. Because when the Marriage Act in 1955 was passed, which banned polygamy and granted property alimony rights to Hindu women, it was RSS Hindu Mahasabha that opposed it tooth and nail. If not for Ambedkar's foresight in introducing the bill and Nehru not capitulating, the law might not even exist. So the women's rights was not accidental. It's been won after a hard fight. In a discussion organized by prominent Tamil magazine Kumadam about marriage in the modern world, actress Kasturi mentioned how grateful she was of being born a Hindu. I just couldn't help thinking about how the party she is in now opposed the women's rights bill that she's so grateful for. Would she have been grateful if the Hindu personal law was not changed after independence? I also wish someone makes a movie around the 1955 Marriage Act. The Waqf Board or RSS, when it comes to women's rights, they are both the same. Let's talk about Parasakti's politics. As we all know, the then Congress government imposed Hindi as the primary language across India. The student and social movement that opposed the imposition went on to rule Tamil Nadu for almost 50 years. The movement split into two, and the two parties have been in power since. If we look at the current situation, the Indian government is taking steps to make Hindi as primary language again. One such policy is the national education policy that mandates learning three languages. After 60 years and change of political parties that govern India, the core thinking hasn't changed. I think there is a lack of idea and policies, and any change of government, even one with a fundamentally different ideology, is not bringing in new ideas. The problem to solve is much bigger than language imposition, a lack of ideas, and making the same mistakes all over again. Now let's talk about the Dravidian parties that are and have been in power, DMK and AIADMK. The movie is a timely reminder for both of them that are standing on the shoulders of the social movement. And if not for that, they wouldn't even exist. And what have they given back to the society? I acknowledge that there has been a lot of positive changes, but there are some issues that still need to be addressed. Both of them need to reflect on the mistakes they are doing now. One of the biggest mistakes, in my opinion, is the proliferation of casteist group, especially the ones that are in the backward castes. They are the new oppressors. They will be the death of the Dravidian parties if they're not reined in now. Language, religion, gender, caste are all accidents of birth. Any vain pride is useless at best and dangerous at worst, as it leads to pressing others on perceived greatness. If you like what you're listening to and watching, please like, follow, and subscribe to my videos. Thank you.